Have you ever wondered how doctors can instantly tell if something's wrong just by looking at you? Not through lab tests, not through x-rays, but simply by noticing the little things you might not think twice about: your fingernails, your breath, the way your skin looks, or even how often you shower. It's unsettling, isn't it, that some of your daily hygiene habits, those you followed for years, might be quietly revealing your age, your health, or even hiding early warning signs of something serious. I didn't believe it either until it happened to someone close to me. You see, most people over 60 think their hygiene routine is good enough. You brush your teeth, wash your face, maybe bathe once or twice a week. Sounds normal, right? But what if I told you that certain hygiene mistakes, small, harmless-looking habits, could actually signal serious internal problems? That's exactly what doctors are trained to detect. In fact, according to a recent study from the Mayo Clinic, over 40% of hidden health issues in seniors were first detected through signs that showed up on the skin, breath, or nails long before any pain or symptoms appeared. That's why it's not just about being clean. It's about noticing what your body's trying to tell you through habits you may not even realize are risky. Let me tell you about Frank. Frank is a 76-year-old retired electrician who lives just a few blocks from me. He's the kind of man who always smiles, always waves when you pass by, plays chess at the park every Tuesday, and never misses his granddaughter's school plays. You'd think someone like Frank had everything under control. That's what he thought, too. Last fall, during a regular checkup, his doctor paused midway through the visit. He looked at Frank's fingernails, then at his skin. He noticed a strange discoloration under the nails and dryness along the arms. Frank brushed it off. "Doc, I'm just getting older. Skin dries out, right?" But the doctor didn't ignore it. He ordered a few tests. 2 weeks later, Frank was diagnosed with early-stage liver disease. It turns out those subtle hygiene signs, things Frank had gotten used to, were the body's way of waving a red flag. Had he waited another 6 months, the damage might have been irreversible. When Frank told me, he looked me straight in the eyes and said, "If my doctor hadn't noticed, I wouldn't be standing here today." That moment hit me hard because it made me wonder, what if someone I love is missing the same signs right now? You see, doctors don't just look for disease, they look for patterns. The human body often speaks in whispers long before it screams in pain. Dry skin isn't always just dry skin. Discolored nails might not be a cosmetic issue. And bleeding gums, they could signal heart disease. According to a study by Harvard Medical School, seniors with untreated gum disease are up to 3 times more likely to develop cardiovascular problems. And the Mayo Clinic has shown that poor hygiene habits like infrequent bathing or neglecting nail care can hide early signs of liver, kidney, and even neurological issues. In short, what you thought was harmless might actually be your first and only warning. That's why today, I want to walk you through 7 hygiene mistakes that may seem harmless on the outside, but that doctors can spot in seconds and often use as silent clues to detect serious health risks. You might be doing one of them right now without even realizing it. And mistake number 4, it's something most seniors feel too embarrassed to talk about, yet it's far more common and dangerous than you think. Let's begin. Mistake 1, neglecting oral hygiene. Have you ever told yourself, bleeding gums are normal at my age? If so, you're not alone. Many seniors believe that bad breath, tooth sensitivity, or sore gums are just part of getting older. But let me tell you something that might surprise you. Your mouth is a mirror of your heart. I used to think brushing twice a day was enough. I didn't pay attention to the toothbrush's condition, skipped flossing when I felt lazy, and only visited the dentist when something hurt. But here's the scary part. Oral hygiene isn't just about teeth. According to Harvard Medical School, seniors with untreated gum disease are up to 3 times more likely to develop heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. Why? Because harmful bacteria in your mouth can travel through your bloodstream, attacking your heart valves and even your brain. Let me tell you about Sylvia. She's 68, a retired teacher from Oregon. For months, she ignored her bleeding gums, thinking it was just aging. But during a routine heart check, her doctor found dangerous inflammation in her heart. The culprit bacteria from her gums had entered her bloodstream. She later told me, "I brushed every day. I never imagined my gums could threaten my life." That hit me hard. I looked at my own toothbrush. It was old, bristles frayed. I hadn't replaced it in months. So here's what I want you to do today. Check your toothbrush. If it's over 3 months old or looks worn out, replace it. If you can, switch to an electric toothbrush. They remove up to 62% more plaque. According to the University of Pennsylvania, floss every single night. No excuses. And no matter how old you are, even if you wear dentures, don't skip your dental checkups. Bleeding gums, bad breath, loose teeth, these are not just signs of aging. They're your body waving a red flag. Will you ignore it or take the hint? Mistake 2. Infrequent bathing and skincare. When was the last time you gave your skin a good look? Not just your face, I mean your arms, your legs, your back, even the soles of your feet. You'd be surprised how many seniors bathe just once a week, thinking, "I don't sweat much anymore," or "my skin's too dry for daily washing." That's exactly what Clarence thought. He's 77, a retired postal worker from Michigan. During winter, he only bathed once a week. "I didn't want to dry out my skin," he said. But during a checkup for back pain, his doctor noticed odd skin discoloration, dark patches around the lower back and thighs. That discovery led to tests, and Clarence was diagnosed with early-stage kidney disease. It wasn't the dirt causing the problem, but the infrequent bathing had masked one of the first visible signs of his illness. According to dermatologists at the Mayo Clinic, changes in the skin like discoloration, extreme dryness, or rashes can be early warning signs of diabetes, liver problems, or heart disease. The skin is your body's largest organ, and it often speaks up when something's wrong internally if you're willing to listen. I didn't used to pay attention either. I thought flaky skin was just age. But now I moisturize after every shower and check for spots, dryness, or anything that looks off. So here's what you can do starting today. Bathe at least 3 times a week, even if you stay indoors. Use gentle, fragrance-free soap that won't strip your skin's natural oils. Moisturize after bathing, especially when your skin is still slightly damp. And take a few minutes each week to inspect your skin front and back for patches, rashes, or color changes. Your skin isn't just about appearance. It's a messenger, a map, a warning system, and you owe it to yourself to listen. Mistake 3, ignoring nail care. Take a moment, look at your nails, fingernails, toenails. What do you see? Are they clean, neatly trimmed, free from yellowing or thickening? You might be thinking, they're just nails. Who cares? But here's the truth. Your nails are more than cosmetic. They're silent messengers of your internal health. Doctors often glance at your nails during checkups, not for vanity, but because nail changes can reveal over 20 different medical conditions. The American Academy of Dermatology has found that abnormalities in nails help diagnose hidden illnesses like anemia, thyroid problems, or even heart disease in nearly 30% of patients over 65. Let me tell you about Beatrice. She's 82 lives alone and never thought much about her feet. Her toenails were thick and yellow. She stopped wearing sandals and just covered them up with socks and shoes. "It's just old age," she said. But one day, she had foot pain so bad she could barely walk. A podiatrist took one look and immediately diagnosed a severe fungal infection. Further tests revealed something more alarming, a suppressed immune system, which led to a deeper diagnosis of a chronic illness Beatrice never knew she had. And all of it started with ignored toenails. I know nail care can be tricky. Bending over isn't as easy as it used to be, but ignoring it isn't the answer. Here's what you can do today. Trim your nails straight across with slightly rounded edges to avoid ingrowns. Keep them clean and dry. Change your socks daily and wear breathable footwear. If you notice discoloration, thickening, or pain, don't dismiss it as just aging. See a doctor. Your nails might seem small, but they can speak volumes. Are you listening? Mistake 4. Improper incontinence management. Be honest with me. Have you ever had a little accident and said nothing? A small leak? A damp spot? A quick change of clothes when no one was looking? You tell yourself, it's no big deal. But deep down, maybe you're ashamed, embarrassed. And so, like many others, you try to hide it. That's exactly what Douglas did. He's 73, a retired accountant from Arizona. He started noticing occasional leaks, nothing major, just enough to make him carry extra underwear and use paper towels. He told no one, not even his wife. I didn't want her to think I was falling apart. He said, but over time, the leaks became more frequent. The skin around his groin grew irritated. By the time he finally saw a doctor, it wasn't just incontinence, it was a severe skin infection and, worse, signs of advanced prostate issues that had gone untreated for months. I almost lost my life to pride. Douglas told me, and sadly, he's not alone. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, over 50% of seniors experience some form of incontinence, but many never tell their doctors. And yet, untreated incontinence can lead to serious skin infections, falls, social withdrawal, and even misdiagnoses of bladder or prostate cancer. But here's the good news. You don't have to suffer in silence. There are modern, discreet incontinence products, proper cleansing routines, and safe treatments that can restore your comfort and dignity. Here's what I recommend you do. If you're leaking, even occasionally talk to your doctor. They see this every day. You are not alone. Use proper incontinence pads, not tissues or makeshift cloths. Change promptly after any leak to prevent skin breakdown. And clean the area gently but thoroughly to avoid rashes or infection. Listen, aging is not the problem. Hiding it is. Don't let embarrassment cost you your health or your life. Mistake 5. Ear hygiene errors. Be honest. Do you still use cotton swabs to clean inside your ears? I used to. It felt satisfying, like I was really getting the gunk out. But what I didn't know is that I was slowly doing real damage. That's what happened to Patricia. She's 71, a retired librarian from Washington. She always kept herself neat and tidy, hair done, nails trimmed, and ears spotless. She used cotton swabs every few days, poking them deeper into the canal each time. It's how I was raised, and she told me. I thought it was proper hygiene. Until one day, she felt a sharp pain, then sudden dizziness. The swab had punctured her eardrum. It didn't stop there. An infection spread to the nearby tissue, and she was hospitalized. She lost part of her hearing permanently. Doctors say Patricia's case is far too common. According to research from the American Academy of Otolaryngology, improper ear cleaning, especially inserting swabs, is responsible for nearly 40% of ear injuries in seniors. And it's not just injury. Older adults with improper ear care are also at higher risk of ear infections, hearing loss, and even balance-related falls. I used to clean deep inside my ears too until I learned this. You should never put anything smaller than your elbow into your ear canal. So what should you do instead? Clean only the outer ear using a warm, damp washcloth. If you feel wax buildup, try over-the-counter eardrops designed to soften it. Use exactly as directed. And if you experience ear pain, discharge, or hearing changes, see a doctor. Don't wait. Our hearing is one of our last connections to the world around us. Protect it. Don't let one small habit take that away from you. Mistake 6. Poor foot hygiene. Be honest. When was the last time you really looked at your feet? Not just a glance while putting on socks. I mean bending down, checking between your toes, your heels, your soles. Most of us ignore our feet until they hurt, but by then, it might be too late. Let me tell you about Raymond. He's 76, a retired factory worker from Illinois. His feet had been dry, cracked, and slightly discolored for years, but he never paid much attention. It's just age, he'd say. But during a routine checkup, his doctor noticed the skin around his toes looked dull and shiny, a red flag. He sent Raymond for tests. The result, early-stage diabetes. Raymond had no idea, and yet his feet had been trying to tell him for months. According to the American Podiatric Medical Association, in patients over 65, foot issues are often the first visible signs of diabetes, nerve damage, or poor circulation. And studies show that up to 85% of diabetes-related amputations could be prevented with proper foot care. 85%. That number stuck with me because our feet, so easy to ignore, can hold the first warning signs of something far more serious. Here's what I do now, and what I hope you'll start doing too. Wash and dry your feet every day, especially between the toes. Check for cracks, cuts, changes in color, or numbness. Wear clean, breathable socks and shoes that don't rub or trap moisture. And moisturize your feet, but never between the toes. Moisture there can lead to fungus. If you see a sore that won't heal, or if your feet feel numb, cold, or look pale, don't wait. It's not just dry skin. It might be your body's first cry for help. Mistake 7. Medication-related hygiene issues. Have you noticed a strange body odor even though you shower regularly? Or maybe your mouth feels dry all the time? Or you sweat more than usual even when resting? You might think it's just part of getting older. But often, these are not hygiene problems. They're side effects of the very medications keeping you alive. That's what happened to Barbara. She's 67, a retired nurse from Florida. Her family started commenting on her body odor gently at first. Then with more concern, Barbara was confused. I showered every day, used deodorant. I didn't understand. When she mentioned it to her geriatrician, the doctor immediately looked at her medication list. One drug commonly prescribed for high blood pressure was known to cause liver toxicity, which often shows up first as a change in body smell. Further tests confirmed early liver stress. Had she ignored it any longer, it could have turned into organ damage. The American Geriatric Society reports that nearly 40% of adverse drug reactions in older adults show up first as changes in hygiene, including mouth dryness, excessive sweating, or odor shifts. But because we don't talk about these changes, many go unnoticed until it's too late. That's why I now do something very simple. I track changes in my body that seem unusual, even if they feel minor. I keep a journal when starting any new medication, writing down any differences in sweat, smell, dryness, or skin reactions. And I share that info with my doctor, not just the big stuff, but the small things too. Here's what I want you to remember. If something feels off with your hygiene, even though you're doing everything right, bring it up at your next checkup. Never adjust or stop a medication on your own, but don't dismiss what your body's trying to tell you. Your body whispers before it screams. And sometimes that whisper smells a little different. So, we've walked through 7 hygiene mistakes that seem small, harmless, even routine. But now you know better. These aren't just habits. They're early warning signs, clues. And when doctors notice them, it's not to shame you. It's because they might just save your life. You see, aging doesn't steal our health in one big blow. It chips away, slowly, through the things we ignore. A toothbrush too old, a skipped shower, a small leak you pretend isn't there. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can change things starting today. And it doesn't require fancy equipment or expensive products. Just awareness and a willingness to listen to what your body's trying to tell you. If this video made you pause, even for a moment, if you thought of your own habits or maybe someone you love, then please don't keep this to yourself. Share it with someone over 60. Leave a comment below. Tell me which of these habits surprised you the most. And subscribe if you want more honest, life-saving conversations like this. You've come this far, which tells me something you care about your health, about your future, about staying strong and independent, as long as life allows. And I care too. So take care of yourself starting now. Your body is wiser than you think. You just have to listen.